The Filmslice crew review. What?
Feed.
Do you guys hear that?
Eat Brody.
I don't hear anything.
That's
Feed.
never mind.
Okay.
Filmslice crew review Venom.
You feeling alright?
Yeah, I think so.
You want some tater tots?
Hey team, Angus Draken here. Welcome to the
Filmslice podcast.
I'm here as always with my co-host Kane Diggly Wheelie Kane Dog.
Hello again.
And Bro Diddly Doo Broadman Richards. How are we, gents?
Boys. Anglus, Panglus, Spatanglus.
That's this guy. This week we are reviewing Venom. Kane Dogs, do you want to hit us up with our IMDb summary?
Look, Angus, you know I'd love to, but my phone is dead.
This is true.
So,
because you're an idiot.
So,
Oh, jeez. A little bit harsh.
I was climbing today and
more.
my phone is not charged.
And so, for one time and one time only, we have our host, Angus Strachan, giving you the IMDb summary. When Eddie Brock acquires the power of a symbiote, he will have to release his alter ego, Venom, to save his life.
It's not really an alter ego.
Okay, lads, before we get into the movie, I received this anonymous tip from Jonty.
An anonymous
Okay.
tip. Okay. What is the tip?
From Jonty, the full last name. Oh,
It's not an anonymous tip if it's from Jonty. It's just a tip from Jonty. It's not anonymous.
He says, just got onto the Johnny English episode. Pretty sure I caught you saying the word. I'm not going to say the word.
I say it almost every episode.
I've forgotten. I thought, I was like, did Angus say something
Wait, who did
racially
he catch? Who did he
insensitive?
catch? Did he catch
He
me?
caught me.
He caught you?
Caught me, yeah. He said it to me. He said, pretty sure I caught you saying the word. In Cinema Deck segment after Jordan's story, he asked fans to go to Twitter to say if Jordan's story was the word.
Oh, yeah.
I do
Whilst
remember that.
burning me, you've made a
Whilst
fatal
burning
error.
me, yeah.
I do believe that he is able to give us his punch.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, in full film slice fashion,
Did he give it to Jordan? Did he give the punch to Jordan?
I thought it was both of you guys. I thought you both got to...
Oh!
Okay, so according to the film slice law, I said
that was
a word and now I have to be punched. I got prematurely punched.
Oh, we're doing it again?
No! Alright, there we go. We are now all even. Steven, back to the movie Venom. When did you see the movie? What
Can
did
I
you
be
think?
even, Kevin?
You can be even whoever you're wanting.
Oh. When did you see the movie? What did you think? Do you like the movie? None of the shit. Well, little old Wanton, Wanton went to bloody Woolworld again this morning.
Wanton went to Woolworld.
Yeah, Wanton down in Woolworld having
What
a
did he
wonderful
woo?
time.
What did he watch?
WWW. Okay.
Wicked.
Pretty wicked, wonderful time.
Well,
Down in bloody Woolworld with Wanton. I went this
what happened?
morning.
What'd you think?
And I enjoyed it. I think it's because I was expecting it to be so bad that my expectations were so low that it was fine.
there you go.
Cool.
Thanks, Birdman. K-Dogs.
So I saw the movie opening night, Thursday night. Huge line. We got there 45 minutes early and was still halfway down the line. That nearly went out to the door of the shopping centre. And I thought it was okay. I expected it to be crap, and I was hoping that because I thought it would be crap, I'd walk out thinking it was okay. But better than I thought. Not the greatest, but still better than I thought. So, good film.
I can already tell now that this is going to be a great podcast because I too went in thinking it would be crap and was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, no, it was okay.
I
It was
saw the film.
alright.
I saw the film this morning as well. So
No.
you and me. What time did you see it?
10:15.
Oh, I saw it at 11:30.
Oh,
We're all professionals.
Well, the early bird catches the pearl.
This is true.
Also,
That's
buddy, I
fair.
love your new perm that you've gotten.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lads, you know how every week I put up on Instagram and this week, not Twitter, what movie we're reviewing, and we ask our audience, our lovely slicey slicers out there. Do you guys hear that voice?
Angus has
Never mind.
a very jazz Venom. It's just scatting in my head.
And normally no one replies. Guess how many replies we got this
I'm going to
week?
say 2 because I looked at it last night. But I didn't read
I'm going
them.
to say 2.
Well, that's cheating, but yes, you did. This is from the IOHO podcast, which is in our honest opinion.
Ohio!
Or the Ohio podcast. Or EOHO podcast.
Yeah, EOHO.
They say, Will saw it. It replaced Fallen Kingdom as worst film of the year. No emotion face.
Fallen Kingdom. Which one was Fallen Kingdom?
Kingdom?
We didn't see that one this year.
Oh,
Yeah, we did.
Really?
Fallen Kingdom.
Oh, Jurassic World.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
You
I was-
can't just put the tagline. That's like me saying, okay, yeah, well, Strikes Again was the worst film this year. Fucking Johnny
That's true.
English.
That is true.
It's like,
That
it's
is
like you
true.
can't just say the tagline of a film. Fucking
Yeah,
the Jurassic World
remember that
part is
movie?
very important.
Yeah, I also thought 2 was great.
Yeah.
So that was a
IOAO.
podcast.
Yep.
So definitely check those guys out. Let them know
I
if
love,
we're
I
any
love
good.
after
any good?
we've adamantly disagreed. So check them out.
Oh, just disagreed with the way that they. Oh, for fuck's sake.
And this is from Mike is Nerdy. He said, I enjoyed it. And from the sounds of it, most people in the theatre did too. I guess in a movie world without Spider-Man, an alien symbiote can still make its way to Earth and find a suitable host. And that's the real love story.
That's the
isn't
real
it?
love story.
That's the real pearl. Lads, let's move on to our next segment.
Fucking hang on. I put shit up on Facebook.
Oh, well, normally you don't. Oh, okay.
I put...
Sorry, normally no one comments on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, my phone's dead, so presumably no one commented this time. And if they did...
Well, thanks for bringing that up, Jordan.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Well, guys, if you want to keep up with what movies we're reviewing, make sure you follow us on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook.
Facebook's always a good time.
FilmSlice Pod or thereabouts.
We did get a Mr. Ethan Dean asking if we were doing the movie, saying that he was keen.
Keen Ethan Dean.
Keen Dean.
And
Well,
I told him
If you're
yes.
listening to this,
And I...
yes.
Actually, no, I told him maybe.
Yes.
I told him maybe, and then uploaded 3 individual pictures of Venom, so...
Could you refer to me as Brenham, please?
Brenham.
Yep.
All right,
We're
Brenham.
not fucking Siri. You don't just get to decide what we will refer to you as from now on.
Brenham. Would you recommend it, and who would you recommend it to?
I would recommend this one. This one, it felt a little bit more kind of chill than any of the other ones. You don't have to see any of the other Marvel films to see this one. Right?
Agreed, yeah.
So this one's just a bit of a standalone, a bit more kind of just like action movie inclined rather than superhero inclined.
Technically not part of the MCU yet, either.
Yeah. So yeah, pretty much said that. So I feel like
Be quiet, mate. Just wait your turn.
yeah, you just
This is a podcast.
Just hold your bloody
not a bloody-
ponies, Jordan. Just hold your bloody ponies. All right. So I feel like it's very much its own thing. Its own standalone thing. It's not a part of the MCU, obviously.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And
yeah.
I feel like that this one is kind of... It felt a bit more of a regular action film rather than a superhero film.
Yeah.
Basically because he's not a superhero.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
for sure.
He's just like... It gets a little bit off of it, like a bit further in, but overall it felt a bit more... It kind of reminded me of some of the Marvel films we got before they started the MCU.
Yeah.
Like the Punisher films and the Blade
Totally.
films and stuff like
Daredevil.
They're all the films that were done by
and
Fox
the
and Sony,
original Spider-Man and stuff like
Yeah.
that. It reminded
all
me
that
of
kind
those.
stuff. Yeah, for sure.
That's because they were all done by individual studios instead of Marvel Studios. So Venom, like all of those films that came before Iron Man, were all done by Fox and Sony and some of the other studios, but they weren't all overseen by Kevin Feige and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
K-Dogs.
Already knew that, Jordan, but thanks.
well, Brody, there are presumably more than just you. I mean, actually, there's probably not more than just you listening, but presumably there's more than just you listening.
K-Dogs, would you
Yes.
recommend it? Who would you recommend it to?
Look, I'd recommend this to any moviegoer that's sort of excited to see what happens in this movie. I mean, I think if you go in hoping to get the Venom from the 90s comics, you'll be disappointed.
Yeah.
I really liked Venom as a character playing off of Spider-Man, and this certainly isn't that Venom.
Yeah.
But
definitely.
I think if you the less you know about Venom as a comic book character, the more you're likely to enjoy this movie.
Yeah.
And
That's a very good
I'd
point.
recommend this to anyone who likes a good action film, anyone who's not fatigued by all that sort of superhero stuff yet. I know there's a lot of people that are sort of hitting that, like, you still want superhero films, but they need to be very different from ones we've seen now. This one still, I would say, sort of
Put one in
follows
ancient
that.
Greece.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'd say this one still sort of follows that.
Ancient Greek Batman.
Just do one of those Batmans. where you get shot.
Batmanicus.
I'd watch that.
My name is
Baticus Manicus.
Brucicus Wainicus Batmanicus.
Brucicus Wainicus.
Not to be confused with Brucius Wainius. That's a different man who's definitely not me.
Dickus.
Anyway, yeah, no, I'd recommend this to anyone who loves a good action film.
Band of wackily webbles.
I thought it was great. It was good fun. The
Yeah.
cinema, I had a very packed cinema, and laughs all around.
Yeah. There you go.
Laughs all around.
Loves around. I would recommend it to, I think anyone that's not as you said, K-Dog's invested into the comic books. It is a new take on Venom.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, they've had to take a lot out of the origin story.
Yeah,
'Cause
well,
Venom-
obviously because it's kind of Spider-Man origin.
Yeah, Venom is primarily written to be an antagonist of Spider-Man, and his origin actually originates from Spider-Man directly.
Yeah.
And so without Spider-Man in this film, they've had to sort of work around that. And they've also, because this is a movie based on a villain, they've had to give far more likable qualities to the villain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they've humanized him. They've made him a bit more of an anti-hero than a villain.
Yeah, they've changed up his
Also,
characteristics a bit.
I never really considered Venom growing up to have a sense of humor. I never really saw it as... I always never really pictured if they ever did Venom as a character or in a movie that it'd be comedic.
Mind you, a lot of the humor in this does remind me a lot of, like, Spider-Man type humor. Like, listening to it, I'm like, yeah, I can see this in a Spider-Man movie
Yeah, I
as
guess
well.
so. I guess I would never have associated it to be lines that come from Venom.
Yeah.
Like,
fair
I
enough.
think there are two different types of humor that sort of went in and out of this film, and one of it was things that were happening, like Eddie Brock would be hearing voices and he would have to try and have a conversation whilst hearing voices, and there would be humor in that circumstance. But also there are times where Venom says things that are just legitimately funny.
Yeah.
And I think that second part is what I was sort of surprised by.
Yeah.
But not unhappy with.
Yeah, totally agree. I think the start of this film was a bit slow for me. It didn't,
Absolutely.
like it probably took a bit too long, and there was probably a bit too much backstory before we actually got into the whole Venom type thing. And we'll go into it more in spoilers.
I
And
kind of like that.
I
a
do,
little bit.
I do, because we did criticize Predator for showing them aliens too fast.
I liked it a little bit because most films are trying to skip that. You know what I mean? So they're just trying to get straight to the action, and you end up just getting there, and then you have no...
And then it's like an hour and a half of that the whole way through.
Yeah.
I think I agree with both of you. I think if we were to watch this a second time around, the lead up to Eddie Brock getting this symbiote does go for a good 25 minutes of this hour and a half film. And I think second time around watching that, it'd probably be really long. But I do like that you spent it sort of waiting for Venom. It made it, and the fact that, in my opinion, it was fulfilling when we finally got Venom as well.
yeah.
So I think that did a fair effort. But yeah, the start was... Yeah, if I wouldn't see it again at a cinema, because I reckon I'd spend the first 20 minutes waiting for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I think we should discuss this further in spoilers.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Oh, what a cool sound effect, Angus.
Alright guys, we're in the spoiler section where we dissect and divulge everything about the film in question, Venom. Cane Dog, starting with you, our most positive thing.
Cinematic first?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, flip out your cinematics.
Yep. Okay, well, first things first, as I said, there was a huge line for this, and right in front of us, I thought...
Again, not in the cinema.
Yeah, no, but like lined up to be in the cinema, I thought cinematics were in front of us.
Yeah.
The crew of about 5 or 6, probably 17-year-old kids, and they were just
Ugh.
real ratty
Youths.
looking.
Rowdy youths.
No, like real ratty and like, you know, just not... Just, they look like they're going to throw popcorn and do the whole woo and boo and all of that kind of crap. But But much to my surprise, once we got in the cinema, the whole cinema was pretty great.
Birdman, any cinema dicks?
When Stan Lee did his inevitable pop-up, someone clapped. It was a single person clapping
We had someone clap.
in an entire cinema.
We had people clapping at the end of this movie.
So imagine if you would. Stan Lee pops up.
That's awkward. We had people clap at the end of this movie.
Random.
Ken, who are you clapping for?
Yeah, stop bloody
Who are
clapping.
you clapping for?
I do not have any dicks in my cinema.
You don't?
I was one of probably about 10 people in my
Our cinema was
so-
packed.
Yeah.
Sitting next to strangers and everything.
I have a second dick.
I know it!
All right, that's for later.
Angus-
Moving on,
Angus-
what's our most positive...
I owe you $20.
All right, most positive thing about the film, K-Dogs. Hit us up.
I thought this film was refreshing. I expected this to have action...
Minty fresh?
No, but action sequences that...
Mint.
Oh, God.
Bit of a fresh coffee.
Mentos.
Why do I bother cutting anymore?
That's what she said.
No, nope, cutting it out.
Subway, eat fresh!
No, I thought this film was going to have some pretty sort
people?
of boring action sequences in it that we've seen
Not so
before.
fresh.
Can we get back onto the pretty people?
Oh, God. Am I allowed to talk?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought
Well, not
this
now. Go ahead, John.
I thought this film was going to have some very boring or sort of mediocre action sequences, half of which that we would have seen in the trailer, and I thought it was going to be like a CGI fest, and I didn't think the characters were going to be very likable or charismatic. Much to my surprise, a lot of the action sequences weren't in the trailers that I saw. I also thought both the character of Venom and Eddie Brock together
Rockstar.
was actually really likable. I thought it was quite charismatic. Anytime Venom wasn't sort of in his head talking or not on scene, I was actually waiting for it to happen again. Now, usually I'm
Like
sick of-
looking forward to it. Kind
yeah,
of thing. Yeah.
like I was like, no, I
Where's
was like,
Venom? Where's our pal Venom?
like, when's he going to say something else? It's kind of funny and kind of... in terms of a specific moment that I really liked, and this is sort of something that I really liked and also something that you could consider a flaw. There's a moment where Eddie Brock had just...
Concrete? Bit of carpet?
Eddie,
Did someone bloody tripped over it?
there was a moment where Eddie Brock was high up in a building and Venom was like, jump out the window. And then the next scene is him taking the stairs and you just hear Venom go, pussy.
Yeah,
and
he takes the elevator.
The
yeah.
whole cinema laughed. And I,
Yeah.
like, again, I usually wouldn't see Venom as a comedic character, but I laughed too. I thought it was great.
Yeah, I
the
thought
whole
it was
dynamic was great.
That was
Definitely. Birdman, most positive thing about Phenomenon.
good. I really liked the first time he went like full Venom, when Venom kind of like encapsulated Eddie Brock, and he was kind of like running through the streets and stuff. I think he killed a cop or someone.
Yeah.
It was like just like in a
Something
random
like
bit there, he like bit a guy's head off.
There is a lot of collateral
Yeah,
damage.
he did bite a guy's head off.
There's like
Yeah.
a 20-minute car chase, and there's parts where he's just taking random cars and flipping them on each other through the air. He killed a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's a lot of bystanders.
I like that scene, and I kind of liked everything that Jordan described there. I kind of liked that he isn't just the same hero that we've seen a million times. He is more of an anti-hero, and I think I would have really enjoyed seeing a scene where Brock kind of was like trying to lay out the rules, where he was like, okay, we need to come up with the rules. We need to come up with okay, rule 1: you're only allowed to kill someone that's trying to kill you. No, wait. You're only allowed to kill someone that's trying to kill you. That's not defending themselves. Wait, you're only allowed to kill someone. And
that would kind of go on through the movie, and then like he's like, "What? I stuck to the rules." He's like, "No, okay, new rule."
I'd be
like
interested
that.
in like seeing a scene
That's
like
very
that.
Yeah, for sure.
And
Terminator.
apparently, Tom Hardy's signed on for another 3 appearances
really?
as
I don't think
Venom.
they'll make another 3, but I guess
He appearances
Sony will make
as
one more.
Venom. So like, who knows? Yeah,
It's very Terminator
Interesting.
reminiscent there, where he sets rules for the Terminator, where he's not allowed to kill anybody, and Terminator immediately
Yeah.
pulls out a gun and shoots a guy in the leg, and then looks and says like, "He'll live." That's great.
He'll live.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it would have been great to see him lay down those rules. Angus,
Yo,
you're positive.
I like that the very first sentence the very first full sentence that Venom says. Do you guys remember it?
No. I remember food.
He says,
Yeah, I remember him saying food like 4 times or something.
He
Like that.
says, "Put your arms down. You're making us look bad."
Yeah.
And I think that was good because like that's kind of the first kind of real characteristic that we get of Venom is like he's actually almost insecure and stuff like he's actually got characteristics, and I think that set up the whole film so that it wasn't like we weren't sure what kind of Venom we'd get.
He's good. Like Venom very much comes across as that like experienced warrior, kind of like only cares about honor, but then also kind of wants to consume enough stuff to be able to act.
Really weird
Like, with that sort of thing where it's like put your arms down, you don't want to look bad. It's like that's like such a classic thing.
You're making us look bad.
of like someone who's like really experienced. Is like, what are you doing?
It's like a buddy cop kind of thing. Like,
Yeah,
that's
almost.
what this is.
That's
It's
what
like,
that is.
It's like a buddy cop
Yeah.
within one person kind of thing. All right, anyway, let's move on into the negatives. Broadman, most negative thing about the film.
Most negative thing? I didn't write anything down for this because I wasn't too sure what my least favorite thing was in this film. There were a few CG moments that went super amazing.
There
Or
was
just
a CG
some of the
version
Venom stuff.
When he was in the water and he was just waiting in the water at the very end. It was so
yeah?
CGI. I'm like, Brody's gonna hate this. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
There was a couple of things like that. Post-credit scene was really kind of annoying and like not worth waiting for the full credits.
There are
'Cause
2 post-credit scenes in this film.
the second one is just a trailer for another film. And it was like, oh, okay.
So I wonder if
It was weird.
we're in spoilers now, so we can talk about it. It's
so
it's a clip at
Spider-Verse.
the start of Spider-Verse. Do you reckon that that's actually going to lead... Because at the very end of that clip, it says, "To be continued." Will that actually lead into the start of the Spider-Verse?
That won't be the start of it, no. That'll be part of it, won't be the start of it.
Yeah.
Because in one of the trailers, we see how Miles Morales gets bitten by the spider. So I will imagine that we will follow from point A to point B with Miles Morales. And what we saw there might be... Because to my knowledge, the Spider-Verse is about him getting bitten by a spider, seeing Peter Parker die as Spider-Man, and then finding out that there is a different Spider-Man universe with a different Spider-Man that he'll get pulled into.
Yeah.
My
And
reason
that's what
on why
that'll be.
that's not going to happen is because the amount of time it would have taken to make that animation, it's so not worth it to put as a post-credit scene.
Yeah, true.
Because like animation takes forever, and there's like all of that
How good did it
animation
look, though?
and
Oh,
all
it's
of that,
wicked.
all
Like-
of the voice acting and everything. There's
Yeah.
no way they made that just as a post-credit scene.
The animation looks...
Yeah,
Oh, it looks tiny.
animation looks amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, so that was really really weird.
The Woody Harrelson post-credit scene where Woody Harrelson will be Carnage.
Yeah, I
That'll
enjoyed
never
that.
happen.
I enjoyed that.
I don't think that'll ever happen.
Oh, it'll happen. Yeah, for sure.
I don't think it'll ever happen.
I
Do you remember
also-
the other Spider-Man movies that Sony made gave us Rhino and the fucking Sinister Six, and we didn't see any of them.
Meh.
Yeah, but they were shit films.
I don't think
It
I don't
completely
think they
depends
were-
on if the film does well or not.
I don't think they were worse than this one. I just think we've expected this one to be worse
And The
than
Amazing
that.
Spider-Man 2 is such a terrible film. It is god awful.
Pits.
While
we're
something
on-
I didn't like about this film, there were so many scenes at night, especially the final fight between the two symbiotes and all
That
the
was
people.
really hard to.
It was hard to, you couldn't make out anything. Like, it's like two dark colored symbiote monsters at night on a lightless walkway. So it was like, you have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
And it's like, and we'd already seen like 3 or 4 fight scenes at night, so we didn't really need to see another one. And so it was just like, can't see a thing.
Especially right at the end when you know what Venom looks like, you know what the symbiotes look like. You just want to kind of see them now.
You don't need
Yeah.
to
Like,
hide them all in
I just
shadow.
kind of want to
Yeah,
see them
like,
in
at
like
the start,
full
it's-
awe and glory and have an
yeah.
epic fight. And it's
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
nah.
Just on that Woody Harrelson post-credit scene,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, it's Woody Harrelson. And then the credits rolled. Woody Harrelson's like the 6th down on the cast list.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
really?
yeah.
Like,
I
holy
knew he
crap, like, yeah, that's star power.
That was a big name.
I
Yeah.
knew he
He's
was
very
in the
big at the
film,
moment.
yeah.
Very
Yeah,
big.
yeah. Cane Dogs, your most negative thing.
Look, I've got a few. Did you want to go first?
Yep.
Because I've got 3 or so, and you'll probably touch on at least one of them. So
Okay.
maybe you go.
Angus, your most negative film. Thanks, Angus. My most negative thing.
Angus, no one asked you. No,
Angus, your most negative film.
Nah,
Thanks, bro.
you're okay. You're okay. I'll go, mate.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
My most negative thing about the film was the relationship between Eddie Brock and Anne Wei Ying. I think her name is. I just, that the chemistry right at the start, I was like, these two people, they don't mix.
Doesn't
and, like,
quite happen.
I can see them being apart, where like maybe they used to try something, which I think they should have just started the film there. They should have started the film with them being broken up, and maybe his like,
I think
he still loves her, but she's moved on kind of thing. Because there's that awkward moment where they've been together and they're gonna get married and everything's going full steam ahead, and then instantly, like, they're broken up, and then next time we see her, she's with another guy,
they
and you're like, well,
that 6-month period that they skipped made it really jolting.
Yeah,
I think
you just start that relationship there. Give us all the rest of what happened at the start of the movie.
I think it's
but don't
important
try and-
we see his life fall apart though, because that's huge for the character.
I don't think
Maybe not for the movie.
it just didn't convince me that they were good together anyway. Like, Tom, like,
the scenes between them were kind of awkward, and they really didn't fit together. He was kind of like
really
he sort of came across as a bit of a mess or a bit of a slob, and she came across as like really really uptight, and she was like a lawyer and everything. And it was like there was just a bit of a disconnect there.
I just didn't really.
Did her hair look weird to anyone else?
Yeah,
it looked weird to you.
Yeah,
thank God, because I was just like the entire time I was like, is that a wig or is that just a really weird choice for a hairstyle? It looks weird, man.
Yeah.
It's like straight hair, but like the two front strands are placed behind the ears.
Yeah,
that was so weird.
I know,
It was so weird.
It took me so long to get used to her character being in the film, and I think it would have been so much better if we didn't see that side of her.
I feel like they had no idea what to do with her character because at the beginning she's like wearing a suit and she has the weird hair. She has the weird hair through the entire film, but then in a later scene she's wearing like a plaid, like almost like a schoolgirl skirt. If you remember, and she's almost looks like she's in a schoolgirl outfit. It's a really, I have no idea what's going on. There was like no consistency in like her wardrobe, and I don't know. It was just really strange. And then there was no chemistry as well.
Yeah,
it was just weird.
Now look, with my negatives, I'm gonna rip into this film a bit. But that being said, I did enjoy it.
Like bloody Venom ripping off someone's head.
Ripping people's heads off.
Okay.
I'm gonna rip the head off this film.
First thing, and I won't go into it too much because I've had this rant a few times. Stop making the bad guy have the same powers as the good guy.
Okay.
Second flaw. There's the evil symbiote uses a whole bunch of different sort of hosts,
variety.
A whole bunch of different hosts to get from sort of one country to another. Mm-hmm. And one of them is a little girl that he takes at an airport. The fuck are this girl's parents? She literally just walks onto a plane, then walks off, and then walks off to a... She
gets on the plane with her parents. She loses her mum when her mum gets in the car.
But
her mum gets in the taxi and then she walks off. Yeah,
not one person when she walked all the way into this facility at nighttime went, "Hey, what's this little girl doing?"
Yeah.
The other thing that I think is probably this movie's biggest flaw is it was written to be rated R. And then it was taken down
to be rated
edited to be rated PG.
It wouldn't have.
And I think this movie would have been. I think anytime you write a movie to be rated R, keep it that way.
Yeah.
The minute you start taking things away, because if the writer has written specific scenes with that with that sort of concept of violence, when you take away that, then the impact gets greatly lessened.
Yeah.
And I think the opening film of Eddie Brock being like freaked out by the monster attacking people and him being like, I think we just killed that person. I really don't want to do this. It's very violent. Would have been accentuated much better if there was actual violence that we saw. If when he punched someone there was some blood, or if like every time he bit a head, they actually did have footage of Venom like ripping off someone's head, but they've just obviously edited whole chunks of things out. And as a result, we don't really see impact. Every time we see Venom punch or fight, it feels like a really nothing hit, because all of the causality of like what would happen to someone when they get attacked by Venom gets removed from the scene.
It's like the standard Hollywood thing now.
Yeah, but even just like it's the same with Logan. Like if they tried to edit Logan to be PG instead of R, Logan would not be the film that we know it as today. And if it's the same with Venom, I think this film would have been better if they kept it at that rating.
Yep. Yeah, totally fair. I'll say that. All right, guys. I think we got to finish that there. Cane Dogs, did you
No,
have anything?
no, I don't.
Broadman,
Yeah,
did you
no, I
have
don't.
anything we could finish this movie on? Cane Dogs, just personally, I feel like you're slipping a bit.
Mate, have you
You
seen
haven't come
my-
up with like the last 5.
I came up with
Yeah.
the last one. We did a quiz.
Oh, this is true.
Well, I've come up with one for this week. It's a quiz. I don't have one.
No, it's a real hard movie to get.
All
anything
right.
for.
Seeing as we have Venom
Yep.
and we had Carnage in there, what was the
Riot.
Riot? Come up with your symbiote name.
Okay. Well.
I'm gonna be called Sploosh.
I'll get you on sploosh.
I'm gonna be called the procrastinator.
The procrastinator.
No, procrastinator. You're an idiot. I'm gonna be called the procrastinator. It's like, I'll get you, Spider-Man,
Someday.
but not not
I'm kind of hungry.
And
might get a hot
tomorrow,
dog
and
first.
tomorrow, I was thinking I should probably maybe just fold all of my socks. And then the day after that, I've got this thing. But one day, I'll get him.
Okay. I would like to be corruption.
You just corrupt
Yep.
small businesses.
Yeah. I'm not even a symbiote.
Bankrupt them.
I'm just an old white man
Just playing the game.
That is the symbiote.
playing the game we call life.
You've been listening to the Film Slice podcast. You can reach us on Instagram at... There's that voice again. Where is it coming from?
Keep talking.
You've been listening to the Film Slice podcast. You can reach us on Instagram.
they can find us on YouTube?
And Instagram and Twitter. Did you know that? Almighty voice
I know
in there?
everything you know. You also haven't mentioned Facebook.
What number am I thinking of?
7.
Holy crap.
You also haven't told Jordan he's such a good friend to you in quite a while, and I think he's feeling quite down about himself.
Angus, did you ever hang up when you called Jordan before?